What's up guys, Monkey Video here. So this video will be a little bit different today. So basically, we're going to do evolution of iPhone. We're going to go back to 2007, where I was born, and then go back to 2020. So, if you do enjoy this video, make sure you leave a like. So let's go. We're going to go all the way to the top right here. So here we go, let's do it. First up is the regular iPhone right here, made in June 29th, 2007. Can you believe 16 gigabytes is all you could put on the original phone? Granted, there wasn't nearly as much data to put on the iPhone yet, and certainly no app store. But you can access the internet on the screen. You could actually see it on, unlike the flip and slider phones of the time, and it could only handle 128 megabytes of memory. The camera was 2.0 megapixels, so terrible, but a phone with a camera. Holy moly. So this is the original iPhone. Next is the iPhone 3G, made in July 11th, 2008. Before we go any further, I was born in February 9th, 2007. So that phone is like 13 years old. And I'm 14. Now let's get back to the 3G. As far as the internet specs go, the iPhone 3G wasn't much different than the original iPhone. But now there was an app store. This phone got its moniker for its 3G connectivity, which meant access to internet you could actually use without wanting to throw the iPhone across the room. Right here, the iPhone 3G. Next is the iPhone 3GS, made in June 19th, 2009. Apple introduced the 32 gigabyte storage option with the iPhone 3GS, doubling it from the first iPhone. Clearly introducing the App Store changed things quickly. Between photos, music, apps, 16 gigabytes just wasn't good to cut it. The camera got an upgrade to 3 megapixels and added video recording. Also, Apple added voice control all through. We'd have to wait a couple more years before the introduction of Siri. Next is the iPhone 4, June 4th, 2010. Now I want to take a quick pause. One of these phones I actually have. I'll give you a hint. It is before the iPhone 12s and after the iPhone XR and XS Max. So if you guess the correct answer before in the comment section, if you get the hold up, okay, I'm ready. If you guess the correct answer in the comment section, then I will give you a follow. But you only have till we get to the iPhone 11s. So you better hurry up, quick. iPhone 4, made in June 24th, 2010. Now we're getting somewhere. The iPhone 4 was the first iPhone to have a front-facing camera. Little did Apple know selfies would take over the world. The iPhone 4 also got a Retina display with 512 megabytes memory. It was equipped to handle a lot more than even the iPhone 3GS, which only had 256 megabytes of memory. You can see the technology was beginning to look a little more familiar, but 32 gigabytes was still the maximum amount of storage the iPhone could hold. I need a breather. This is the iPhone 4. 4S, made in October 14th, 2011. Look at this thing. Talk about a huge difference between the iPhone 4 and the 4S. The camera went from 5 megapixels to a whopping 8 megapixels. Now that's an upgrade. Apple also introduced the 64 gigabyte storage option but kept the memory at 512 megabytes. Videos could then be recorded in 1080p. Oh, I can't forget. Hello Siri. Apple sold 4 million units of the iPhone 4S in its first week. The iPhone 4S right here. iPhone 5, September 21st, 2012. Apple sold 5 million units of the iPhone 5 in its first week. The camera stayed the same, but the memory was boosted all the way up to 1 gigabyte. Alright, you thought 3G was cool. Psst. The iPhone 5 has LTE connectivity. Hello Internet, everywhere. Apple also introduced the Lightning connector with the iPhone 5, and for the first time, screen got bigger. All previous generations displays were 3.5 inches, but the iPhone 5 was 4 inches. Alright, photo of the iPhone 5. Next, the iPhone 5S and the iPhone 5C, made in September 2013. Between the iPhone 5S and the iPhone 5C, Apple sold 9 million units of the first week of sales. The iPhone 5C was meant to be slightly more affordable and had a plastic shell. It was available in 4 different colors, but not too much else was different. iPhone 5S, on the other hand, introduced Touch ID, dual flashlight, and slow motion video. Plus, it included the M7 motion processor, which opened a new realm of possibilities and also helped save battery life. So this is the iPhone 5C and this is the iPhone 5S. Next, we go to the iPhone 6 and the 6 Plus, made in September 19th, 2014. Apple tends to make larger leaps between the original models and the S edition than it does from the S edition to the new model. I got a little bit confused there because it said the same thing. So, the iPhone 6S internal specs were very similar to those of the iPhone 5S. The biggest difference was having a significantly larger screen and offering an even larger side called 6 Plus. The Retina display became HD, and the option to get an iPhone with 128 gigabytes of storage became available, but the amount of memory was the same, and the camera did not see a megapixel upgrade. But it didn't matter. Apple sold 10 million units in the first week. Right here. The iPhone 6S and the iPhone 6S Plus, September 19th, 2015. Now this was the best year ever. The 6S changed everything. Well, not everything. It basically looked the same, but inside. Apple upgraded the phone 6S quite a lot. The camera made a huge leap forward, going from an 8 megapixel to a 12 megapixel. This memory was also doubled from 1 gigabyte to 2 gigabyte. I'm sorry. After the iPhone had some pending issues, Apple Apple gave the 6S 7000 series aluminum to make sure that it would never happen again. Last but not least, 3D Touch was introduced. Next was the hold up. I'm not going to go to the next phone without showing you the picture one more time. Next is the iPhone SE, first generation, made in March 31st, 2016. Don't think I forgot the iPhone SE. It had all the awesome internal specs of the iPhone 6S in a small package without 3D Touch. But overall, the iPhone SE was introduced as a more affordable option that people really loved. So, it's the phone. I really got spit. I feel better now. Next is the iPhone 7 and the 7 Plus. Made in the same year, but a different month and day. September 16. That was a long reading. Apple finally dropped the 16 gigabyte base model option, and the 7 and the iPhone 7 Plus base models starting at 32 gigabytes of storage, going up to 256 gigabytes. Apple also introduced a new shiny jet black color. The 7 Plus proved to be more popular than the previous Plus model due to its new dual camera, which made a significantly improved zoom feature possible, and portrait mode, a software update that let iPhone 7 Plus users take impressive photos using depth of field. Perhaps the most controversial feature of the iPhone 7 and the 7 Plus was the one Apple removed the headphone jack, and the new iPhones shipped with EarPods and that plugged into the lighting port, and an adapter for traditional headphones. Apple introduced its wireless AirPods at the same event and announced it was eliminating the headphone jacks. Next, we got the iPhone 8 and the 8 Plus. It is September 22nd, 2017. The iPhone 8 and the 8 Plus introduced us to wireless charging with the glass cover on the back of the iPhone. The camera was awesome with upgraded tools for editing and filtering out our images. The True Tone display improved the viewing experience by automatically reducing blue light exposures. Users eventually got used to not having a headphone jack and began adapting to the wireless lifestyle. Right here, iPhone 8 and 8 Plus. My friend has one of those, actually. Next is the iPhone X. It was released in November 3rd, 2017. Speaking of awesome cameras, the iPhone X included an extra front-facing camera that lets us take amazing selfies in portrait mode. Sure, other iPhones let us take cool-looking photos, but the X included portrait mode for the front-facing camera, and we fell into love at first temperature. Right here. Next is the iPhone XS and the XS Max, made in September 21st, 2018. Skipping right over the 9, Apple announced the XS and the XS Max at its September 18, 2018 events in the Steve Jobs Theater. These models were well named, as they were definite upgrades along the lines of the iPhone X. Both models had the front-facing camera for portrait mode selfies. This display were going edge to edge. and it all looked great with a Super Retina HD display. The biggest upgrade might be the smallest. The A12 Bionic chip increased the processing power while decreasing battery drain. Does the XS Max. And two of my friends' houses, the iPhone XR, October 26, 2018. The iPhone XR was also announced at the September 18 event, but wasn't available right away because it was the cheaper of the new models. Quite a few people decided to wait for the XR to be available. These phones were smaller than the XS and the XS Max. The display was not as crisp as the XS and the XS Max, but with the Liquid Retina HD display, the difference wasn't too noticeable. This model also had the front-facing camera and came in the way more colors than the XS and the XS Max. iPhone XR. Since we're moving to the 11s now, I may as well show you what my phone is now. So I will be right back. Sorry that took too long. I just took a water break. Anyways, this is my phone, the iPhone 11 Pro Max. So if you guessed that, then I will give you a follow. I will subscribe to your channel. And the only way I can do that is if you probably just get a notification that you did it right away. I will be watching it if I have to. Actually, how about this? You have till Thursday to say the phone. Do not cheat, though. The iPhone 11, September 20, 2019. iPhone 11. The iPhone 11 is the least expensive of the Apple annual line, but still has enough new features to be running in 2019. Most popular phones, the devices features a 6.1-inch Liquid Retina display and comes in 6 crisp colors. The most exciting addition may be the second camera on the back of the iPhone 11, both 12 MP and offering a wide and ultra wide lens. So an iPhone 11. Next is the iPhone 11 Pro, September 20, 2019. For Apple customers looking for a smaller phone with a top-of-the-line display, the iPhone 11 Pro is for you. The 5.8-inch Super Retina XDR display is Apple's most crisp and clear to data. This phone features not 2, but 3 12MP HDR camera lenses, offering wide, ultra-wide, and telephone lenses. The color options are more muted than the iPhone 11, but there are always the option to add a flashy case. So the iPhone 11 Pro. I just want to apologize for me stuttering. I did not think I was going to stutter this much. So I apologize so much for messing up the words and the sentences and stuttering a lot. Next is the iPhone 11 Pro Max, made in the same day as this. Apple's largest and most expensive phone of 2019 is the iPhone 11 Pro Max. The display is Apple's Super Retina XDR, as with the iPhone 11 Pro, but sized at 6.5 inches. The Pro Max features the same 3-lens camera setup iPhone 11 Pro, as well as the same color choice, making the size nearly the one and only difference between the devices. Next, we're going back to 2016, except we ain't in 2016 anymore. We're in April 24th, 2020, with the iPhone SE second generation. 2020 iPhone S. God damn it. Why? I don't want this. Get rid of this, please. This is the worst. This is the worst time to bring an ad. Alright, there we go. Oh my god. Hold up. We're gonna have to exit out of here. I hate ads. Alright, are we good? Alright, let's make this quick. The iPhone SE is the second of its kind, and is loved by those who prefer the smaller iPhones. Apple takes a few cues for the past with this throwback iPhone, the 4.7-inch Retina display and home button with Touch ID harken back to the original iPhone SE, and with a similarity low price. The second generation SE offers many of the features of Apple's most expensive iPhones, including an A13 Bionic chip, advanced camera system with portrait mode and depth control, high definition video, wireless charging compatibility, and long battery life. Yeah, I would not say long, because that phone can't even last like 2 hours. This phone can last you like 8 hours if you are using it. Next is the iPhone 12 mini, November 13th, 2020. This 12 mini is surprisingly small, but it's a very powerful addition to the iPhone family. This thin incredibility light smartphone measures at just 5.4 inches, includes the new powerful A14 Bionic chip for a considerable boost in performance. Other previous models, it all features Apple's latest Super Retina XDR OLED displays and a host of camera upgrades, but still comes with a dual lens arrangement. The only notable difference between the iPhone 12 and the mini are the minis is smaller than the assessment battery life, that 2 hours shorter than of the larger 12. iPhone 12 right here. Next is the iPhone 12 original, made in October 23rd, 2020. the 6-inch one phone 12 has exactly the same features, camera specs, and processing compatibilities as the 12 mini, except that it's estimated to having a 17-hour video playback compared to the 12 mini's 15-hour. This mid-range models also include the dual lens camera, which is good enough for everyday users. However, Apple did include some impressive upgrades to their higher end 12 Pro and the Pro Max phones for those who choose their iPhones for their camera compatibilities. I've been talking a lot. Next is the 12 Pro, made in the same date. Alright, the 12 Pro boasts some very fancy camera and color upgrades as compared to the 12 and the 12 mini, but comes in the same 6.1-inch screen size as the iPhone 12, includes all the baseline features present in the budget models. Alright. New camera features introduced in 2020 includes a triple lens arrangement, like we saw with the 11 Pro models, but with LiDAR scanning, improved night mode, and enhanced zoom range and lens function. Both iPhone 12 Pro models include the fastest aperture ever used in an iPhone. iPhone has added RAW photos for superior photos editing compatibility and has included Dolby Vision up to 60 frames per second in the Pro models. Next is the 12 Pro Max, made in the same day as the 12 mini. My cut right here, I cut myself while carving a silk. It just slipped. The iPhone 12 Pro Max features all the benefits of the 12 Pro, but with some upgrades and a considerable size difference. The 6.7-inch Pro Max claims an 87% improvement on the way it functions in low light over the 11 models. Features 5x zoom, which is a big deal for those who use their iPhones for professional or near professional photography projects. The most distinguishing characteristics of this iPhone is its screen size. So yep, that is the end of the video. So hopefully you enjoyed that video. If you did, make sure you like the video, and I'll talk to y'all later. And before I end the video, tell me in the comment section what phone you have. I'm not gonna make fun of you, I'm just curious. Peace.